Hey everybody, my name is Christian Eschbach. Welcome to another one of my album reviews, and this time it is time for some Alice Cooper. That's right, the mandatory Alice Cooper album review on 259. Took a little trouble to get past 250, but we are here now at 259. Flush the Fashion. Now, after reviewing this album, I only have two more albums from the 80s to cover. Because I have covered Special Forces. That was actually the very first Alice Cooper album I ever did a review for. And I've also covered Zipper Catches. I've covered Constrictor. Even pulled out my cool picture disc vinyl for that one. Covered Raise Your Fist and Yell, which was the very first Alice Cooper album I ever owned. I have not covered Dada yet, and there is a reason why. I am hoping, with any luck, I can get Alice Cooper's autograph on my vinyl before I cover it, so I can show it off and go, "Ooh, look, 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 look." But it's a little more than just that. I already have Dick Wagner's autograph on it, so to get Alice Cooper's, that's where I want to go, and that's what I'm hoping I can do before I do that. And I don't believe I've covered the Trash album yet. Probably gonna get to Trash next, just so I can get the '80s done, except for Dada. Dada's got a special place for me, so that's a whole different thing. So here we go. Flush the Fashion. Now, believe it or not, I own this on vinyl. I own most Alice Cooper on vinyl as well. The vinyl was actually a gift from a friend, and I bought it on CD before I got to hear it on the vinyl. This album cost me over $20 in the mid-90s because it was a European import. And some people were like, "Oh, $20, over $20, that's not bad." Like, I'm talking like it was 23 or $25.99. And when most CDs at the time I was buying were no more than $17.99, and that was considered an expensive album, these imports were like, oh my god, painstaking. And then you had to special order them, they were pain in the ass to get your hands on, blah blah blah. But this is, without a doubt, most expensive Alice Cooper album I have ever bought is Dada on CD. I'll get to that when I talk about Dada. Alright, so my introduction to this album is when I was about 12-ish, 11, 12. First time I ever got to hear the song Clones. And they played it on the radio. It's not a song that ever got played on the radio because it didn't fit in with the rock station formats, and it definitely would have went with new wave or punk, but it's Alice Cooper, right? So they're not going to play Alice Cooper. That's not new wave or punk. This album is definitely new wave or punk. This album is also the beginning of the cocaine-fueled days. Now, arguably, he was already doing cocaine when he recorded the From the Inside album, which I've also done a review for already, where I reviewed specifically the vinyl, so you can see all the cool things they do with the vinyl. Heavy Alice coke use. You know, you take a look at that picture just screams of cocaine. And I did not know that. I did not know. I thought that picture screamed of sobriety and, you know, going jogging or something like that. Who knows? But yeah, who would have guessed it's cocaine? All right, the album opens up with the song "Talk Talk." I'm not. It works to open up the album. I'm not a fan of the song per se, and it's definitely not a song I really have any interest in ever hearing live. But it kind of is what it is. It's not horrible. The nice part about Talk Talk is Talk Talk kind of has this cool little album blend into Clones, the way they do it. They kind of do this weird little talk 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 talk, and then it kind of blends just into the intro with this cool little sweep and the. Now, I've actually taken the time to learn the bass for Clones, and not the guitar or the piano or anything else. Just I took the time to learn the bass because it's great, man. That bass is that boom, 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 boom. Yeah, it's just great. I love how it hits. That whole I'm a clone. I know what I'm fine. I'm one more on the way. Personally, this is one of those songs that I was hoping if I could learn it on the bass, I could get the band into doing it. It didn't work. What are you going to do? But I like Clones. Clones is a good tune. Clones just suffers from the fact that it's an 80s song. It's got 80s sound to it, 80s production. I'd really love to hear Alice redo it with, the more recent band. Get back in the studio, re-record it. I think it would be cool to do. From there we go into Pain, which is, interestingly, a song that I believe I have gotten to see live. Because I remember being very shocked going, holy shit, really? Pain is a very dark and beautiful song. And it's yet another one I would really like to hear Alice redo and give it more of a proper Alice rock and roll kind of vibe as opposed to the punky new wave vibe that's on here. After that, the album goes downhill pretty fucking fast. Realistically, to be completely honest, Clones and Pain are really the only two songs on this album I ever listened to. So Leather Boots kicks off track 4 and the rest of the album. Now, it's hit and miss. There are some songs that have some enjoyable parts to it. Leather Boots is definitely not one of them. Leather Boots is shite. It's complete and utter garbage. To me, there's no redeeming value to it whatsoever. Aspirin Damage. I like Aspirin Damage. Aspirin Damage actually has some redeeming value. If you don't take it seriously, first off, you can't take it seriously. It's a fun song. And for the style of music it's really kind of cool. I could see one of the pop girls doing a really kind of cool version of Aspirin Damage. Lady Gaga, for example. I could see her doing a cool version cover of Aspirin Damage. I think that'd be really interesting to do. Gaga might be the only one that could do it properly because of the content, you gotta have a little fun with it. But not a bad tune. Nuclear Infected is... Okay, Aspirin Damage is kind of fun cheese. Nuclear Infected is kind of cheese. Like, we're talking Toxic Avenger kind of cheese. I know, some people like the Toxic Avenger, but no, it's Toxic Avenger kind of cheese. And let me be clear, if Alice were ever play it live, I would definitely laugh, and I think it would be hilarious. And I think it could definitely be covered by some other bands. This is one of those albums that if you got the right bands together, and they all covered just this album, you could really get some cool kind of vibes going on this album, I'm telling you, And I think maybe at the end of this video, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm going to see if I can put together a list for you guys of, which bands I would pick to cover which songs and how I think it would work out. All right, Nuclear Infected, though, oof, not a big fan of that one. Grim Facts. Grim Facts is an interesting one. Musically, the music is very jolting, but it's jolting the right way where it lends to the actual content and whatnot. The jolting could be a little depending on the mood you're in, but it works for the song. And the content, I mean, the 80s were really kind of, thankfully this was before Satanic Panic, But aspirin damage was inspired by, they're discovering that too much aspirin can actually do damage to your body, or prolonged term aspirin use can cause damage to your body, blah, blah, blah. Nuclear infected was, fear of nuclear fallout, stuff like that, kind of having fun with it. Grim Facts is just kind of, going with that. You got all the drug psychosis that was starting to go on as, the Reagan years were now going into effect. And it was, the beginning of just don't, or say no to drugs, kids. After that, we go into Model Citizen. Model Citizen is not a bad tune. Once again, it's kind of that tongue-in-cheek kind of humor Alice likes to do, going on about being the model citizen. Kind of like almost the opposite of No More Mr. Nice Guy. We're going to put Mr. Nice Guy back out into the open and kind of, take Alice and put him back in the box. Dance Yourself to Death is another humorous song. It is. It's a fun, humorous song. And I think it's enjoyable and it's not bad. If you're okay with some cheese, it's not bad. If you want something serious, it's horrible. And then the album finishes off with Headlines, which is kind of, or almost, not musically, but concept-wise, almost a reprise of Grim Facts. Different kind of mentality behind it, I would not recommend this album to anybody that is not an Alice Cooper hardcore fan, okay? If you are into new wave, yes, okay, new wave. I have suggested this to people that are into new wave, and I've met a couple people that actually enjoy it who are into new wave for that reason. There is definitely something on it, and it's definitely got a time and place. I don't know if this is an album I would recommend to your everyday people, though. I don't think that's going to be the case. Anyways, folks, those are my thoughts. Those are my views. Let me know what your thoughts and your views are. That's what the comment section is for. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification button. I am sorry about all the extra moisture in this episode, but it's hot where I'm recording. Central air doesn't reach up here that well. Hit the link to Patreon, please. Throw a few shillings my way. Otherwise, peace, love, take care.